Live.
We're live. Hey, welcome to the Side Action episode. What are we, 28? I don't know. 28 of season 5. I'm Jim Weglars, a.k.a. Wegs. You can follow me at Wegspool on Twitter and on Instagram.
And I'm Steve Roberts, a.k.a. Action. You can follow me on Twitter at 31sroberts.
Follow the podcast at Side Action Pod on Twitter and Side Action Podcast on Instagram. As you can see, I'm sporting the shirt Action. We are the Side Action team.
Like
we
always.
are secretly in the, what are we again?
The Tap.
The Tap.
Excalibur.
This is our new environs this year. You know, we got
stuck
kind of bumped
past
down
the rope.
Yeah, we stepped in past the rope. We got bumped down the strip this year. It's a very busy conference going on, an expo or something.
Yeah.
Some guy was
Connex.
Whatever that.
I gather that it's more farm related than actual construction activity because there's a lot of farmers.
Do they know it's March Madness?
I don't think so. Not half of them though. Despite all the basketballs around.
Yeah, that's why we get bumped on the strip. They took over thousands of hotel rooms, but we're making do. We already put money in the kiosk.
Yep.
At MGM.
Ready to rock.
So we're on the
1
MGM
hour till
app.
tip.
1 hour till tip. So let's get this in for our listeners to try to get in before their bets. So obviously we're in Vegas. We're going to meet up we're going to Stadium Swim today. That's exciting.
Yep. Stadium Swim.
And we've got.
It's going to be a balmy 62.
That's at 2 o'clock. Actually, it's 46 degrees here in Vegas. So we're going to be wearing our sweaters, and I don't know if I'm going to wear pants. I guess not.
You can't wear pants at the pool. It's 100 degrees in the water.
Oh, okay. It's like a hot tub.
Yeah.
Okay. So Night Ranger's already at Circa. He's scouting out the environs. He's figuring us out. Prime is coming in at 12:30, 1 o'clock. So we'll get the dream team, the Wolfpack, as I've deemed us, like the hangover here. Hopefully nobody loses a tooth.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Well, let's go over a little bit of last week before we go into this week. Conference tournaments, as all I put is, it was chalky. Pretty much all the big teams won. I was pushing Penn State to the limit. They got to the final. I did hedge in the end.
Nice.
But that plus 3,200 did not come in for me.
So you turned a profit, though, on the tournament as a whole?
Yes,
Good.
Absolutely. Not overall in the grand scope of bets because a lot of my tickets didn't hit, but it's okay. VCU came in too. I had VCU plus 300 or 400, so they were not the favorite in their tournament.
Nice.
Well, let's talk about the tournament. I decided to do it regionally, and then we'll kind of talk about the games that we like for the next 2 days. We obviously don't know the games for the weekend, but we can kind of speculate on some matchups maybe. So let's start with the South, and the idea is give me your overall lean in the region, and then we'll talk about specific games. Obviously, this is Alabama's region. Mm-hmm. They're the number 1 overall seed, probably for a reason. They look really great down the stretch, even though the Brandon Miller situation was a little suspect, and he's still under scrutiny, but they played really well in the tournament. They look really strong. I'm not sure I love Nate Oates as a coach, but I do like them to come out of this region.
I'm going against Alabama. I think they shoot too many three-pointers.
Okay.
And, if you get 50 plus of your points from the three-point line, I think that's always a risk in March that there's going to be 1 game out of 6 that you get cold. And I think it's going to happen to them.
Okay.
I think I've got Creighton coming out of this region.
Oh, Creighton.
6th seed.
Wow, the 6th seed. So you don't like Arizona either?
Nope. The injuries. Kirk Risa shooting his free throws left-handed, and Ballo has a broken hand too, I think.
Right.
So, they're going to have a tough time competing on that side, I think.
Okay, Creighton has the metrics. We've talked about them before. They're in good situation in Ken Palm. They're high. They're not quite in the top 20 in both categories, but in the top 30, maybe 26. I think in offense or something like that, so that's a good pick.
Their numbers were depressed, though, because Kalkbrenner was hurt for 5 or 6 games in December. I think he had mono, actually.
Right.
And then he missed another game or 2 in conference play. So I think fully healthy that this team is actually better than the metrics indicate.
Okay, look at this guy. This guy's strong. Did you already get a future on them, or are you just
No
ride
futures.
them?
Just going to ride them game to game.
Okay.
Rollover, probably.
Rollover.
I take that back. I do have a Creighton future from a long time ago.
Well, that's good. It was a good number.
65.
Oh, that's awesome. That's what Action does. He rides that future, and then he hedges down the stretch, so he's doing it right. So let's talk about the games in this region that we like, especially today. The opening ones, obviously, you've got West Virginia, Maryland. Good morning.
Hello.
Good, how are you?
Oh, we were just looking for a quiet space. Okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually we're charging to get for a package.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah. Are we back? Okay, sorry. So we're going to be kicked out soon. We got to get this in. So we'll just stick to the games. So we like Furman. Furman is the 13th seed against Virginia. They're the second game here. They're 6-point dogs here in this game. They're playing at 12:40 Central. Sorry, 12:40 Eastern. So we like Furman. That's a plus 200 money line. I got plus 225 on the app actually.
Yeah.
Are you on that too?
Yeah, money line. I like Furman plus 6.5 as well. I think you can split your bet both ways there. But Virginia is a team that is in the down ACC. They play a really slow pace, and I think that they're just ripe for an upset just based on their pace alone.
Right, absolutely. As we fire through these, another game I like in this region is Utah State, the 10 seed against Missouri. Now the lower seed is actually, this game's at 1:40 Eastern. They're 1.5-point favorites in this one. The Aggies played well down the stretch, but I know you don't like the Mountain West.
That's right. Yeah, I have seen though in Torvik, if you filter for like the last month of the season, like from Feb 15 to March 15, Utah State is playing at a top 10 clip. So this is a team that's definitely peaking at the right time. It's going to be a fascinating matchup though against Missouri's athleticism.
Yeah, they're the top 20 of KenPom, just like San Diego State. So that's why I kind of follow that. But we'll see. Missouri isn't that high in the metrics, but they play in a tougher conference.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope I land the win. Okay, so another one, College of Charleston is playing San Diego State. College of Charleston is the 12th seed. San Diego State is the 5 seed. They're 5-point favorites. This game's on Thursday at 3:10 Eastern. The Mountain West champ has not done very well the last couple of years in this tournament, so
or any Mountain West team.
Exactly. I will probably go on this one at least with the spread bet. What do you think about this one?
I'm torn on this game because I think College of Charleston has had a really good season, but I think it's a bad matchup for them. San Diego State plays some really good defense, and they too like to slow the pace, but I think it's going to be a little bit more effective against Charleston. So I probably have a lean to the Aztecs there.
Okay. Wow, you're going with the Mountain West team.
Yeah, I think so. one out of 5.
Well, let's go to the East. This is your team's region. Purdue, the 1 seed. They did look pretty good, except at the very end against Penn State in the Big Ten championship. They have a kind of an easy road in terms of the higher seeds, but the middle seeds are really strong.
Yeah.
I do, full disclosure, have Duke in this region plus 700. I have them for the title plus 5,000, but you'd think that they could get upset anyway, which is on the list.
Yeah, I like Oral Roberts to win today, so I'm definitely not picking Duke. I think I penciled in Memphis in one bracket and Marquette in the other. I think there's going to be a ton of chaos in this region, starting with the Purdue loss, potentially today, even with Duke losing.
Wow. Okay, so let's jump to that. So Oral Roberts is the team that you're talking about. They're 12 against the 5. Duke is a 6-point favorite in that one. What's the money line? I think the over would be interesting.
I think I got like 225 on Oral Roberts. Okay. I'm not sure about the total, but I respect the move.
Yeah, and the over are 146. So that total, I think both these teams can score. I mean, Oral Roberts doesn't play defense, so it's going to be kind of fun. And then the big game, I think, is Friday in this region. This is the FAU Memphis game. Memphis is a 1.5-point favorite. This is at 9:20 p.m. Eastern. These two teams are underseeded. They should have been 5 and 6 seeds, in my opinion. I think the winner can beat Purdue in the second round.
Yeah, definitely. I think either of these teams are going to match up well against Purdue. I personally like Memphis. I laid 1.5 on open in this game. I think Kendrick Davis is going to be tough for those guards to stop, and him combined with DeAndre Williams is going to carry Memphis to victory.
Yeah, they have 2 good scorers in that team, and they've been playing great and just beat Houston in the championship of the AAC.
I also like Vermont plus the points down the bottom part of this bracket. They're catching 11 on Friday against Marquette, and I think Marquette is a vulnerable favorite too. Despite my pick of them going to the Final Four, they could easily lose this game to Marquette tomorrow.
Right.
I mean Vermont.
So how about I like Montana State playing Kansas State. Yep. Kansas State's a heavy 8.5-point favorite. The money line's 285. This is Friday at 9:40 p.m. I just think the Kansas State kind of swooned down the stretch. They don't look that great. And Montana State, even though they're not great metrically, they've been in the dance before. I'm definitely going to take the spread, probably just sprinkle a little bit on the money line.
I like Montana State too. I think you and I spoke last night. If you wait till right before tip-off, the public is going to push up K-State because it's in the late window on Friday. You could get a better number on Montana State.
So we want a better number. All right, a couple more regions before we get booted. The Midwest. This is Houston's region, is the 1 seed, and Texas is the 2 seed. I actually put a future on the Longhorns at plus 1,300 to win it all, only because the number is so short on Houston. I do like Houston to win the championship. Who do you like in this region?
I like Houston. I think that their defense is going to be stout, just like always. And they got kind of a weak region, in my opinion. So I think they're going to come out of this one. I like the chalk here.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus Sasser got hurt, so he was out of the championship game in the AAC when they lost to Memphis. His groin, he's supposed to play, so we'll see how he plays. But obviously, in a week or two, he'll be better.
Yep.
Couple of matchups in this one. The 10 seed Penn State is playing Texas. It's A&M. A&M's a 2.5 point favorite. This is today at 9:55 p.m. the late game Eastern. Can the Nittany Lions stay hot? I mean, Jalen Pickett and the team, they really showed me something at the end of the Purdue game where they didn't give up. They could shoot threes. They're not big, but they can score.
Yeah, I bet Penn State plus 3.5, and I will be adding the money line sometime today. I think this is a great matchup for them because Texas A&M plays in a weak SEC, a weak 3-point shooting SEC, and I think that they give up too many 3-pointers because they're used to their opponents missing so many of them. Well, Penn State's not going to miss today. I like them to win this game outright.
Yeah, me too. How about Drake and Miami? Drake is the 12 seed here. Miami the 5 seed. Miami's a 2-point favorite, pretty short favorite for an ACC team. This is at 7:55 or 7:25 p.m. Eastern on Friday. The Bulldogs have been playing really well. When you look at their games that they played, they really didn't lose a lot of games since early on, and so I kind of like them. Plus, I'm seeing 112 on the money line in this one. It's pretty short, but might as well get a little extra cheddar.
Yeah. I think Drake's going to win this game also. I took 3.5 on the open. Drake plus 120. And the injury to Norchad Omier, the Miami big guy, is going to be key in this one because he's really their only rebounder. And I think Tucker DeVries on the other side is going to have a big game without Omier in the lineup.
Right, for sure. Last one I highlighted is against your dad's team. Sorry, Mark. Kent State, the 13 seed against the 4 seed Indiana. Indiana's a 4-point favorite. This is Friday, the very late game, 9:55 Eastern. The Hoosiers, look, they can be in the Final Four if they play right, but they also have lost to teams that they should have beat, and the Golden Flashes are playing really well. This is kind of a trendy pick, so I'm not sure if I'll go all in on the money line, but the spread bet, I think I'm in.
Yeah, I think you can't go wrong. It's going to be a close game. Kent State likes to play slow, and they are very good defensively, so they're going to be in it until the end.
As long as they can slow down Trace Jackson-Davis on that one.
At the top, I like Houston as well. The first half today against Northern Kentucky, minus 10.5.
Okay.
Northern Kentucky plays the zone, and they're going to have a really hard time getting any rebounds against Houston. I think they're going to score every time down the floor, whether it's first basket or a miss and a rebound opportunity.
You get so many offensive rebounds, Houston.
Yeah.
Okay,
Any others in the region?
That's it that I've highlighted. I mean,
I like Kennesaw too.
Okay. Yeah,
against Xavier. I think Kennesaw is going to score a lot of points tomorrow. I like this game to be pretty high scoring and Kennesaw to shoot them right to a cover.
It's Kennesaw's first ever NCAA basketball tournament game. So, and Xavier, I do like Xavier in the region. I think they're pretty good. So I kind of disagree with you in terms of the strength of the region, but I still think Texas and Houston are the class of it. Okay, so let's go with the West. This is, again, a wide open region. Kansas is the 1 seed. They kind of took some hits with Bill Self being out. They did lose the Big 12 title game. So it's stacked, though. You've got UCLA at the 2. You've got the Zags at 3. UConn at the 4. I've got a little money on UCLA plus 1,400. I've liked them most of the season, but they have injuries, too. They lost Jalen Clark, and then they had their big man who was out. I think he's going to be back for this week. Mm-hmm. So who do you like in this region?
I like Gonzaga, the 3 seed. I think this is obviously the toughest region. I think 5 of the top 14 Ken Palm seed are in this region.
Yes.
But Gonzaga has by far and away the best offense. So I think they're flying under the radar a little bit this year, and I like them to come out of the region. UCLA is down with the injuries. Mm-hmm. I think that Coach Bill Self's medical scare is going to be impactful to Kansas at the top.
That's true.
And I like the Zags.
All right. Well, you heard it here. I like UCLA in the region, but I can understand why a lot of people are picking the Zags. We talked about them on the podcast. I will probably get a little future on them. I just didn't book it yet. It was a little lower than I thought it would be, actually.
Really?
They're pretty good. Yeah, they're actually lower than UCLA for the odds from when I last checked. That's at Rivers in Illinois. So let's talk about some matchups. First, I like Arkansas against Illinois today.
Second that.
That's your second bet?
I said second that.
Yeah. So that's Arkansas's the 8 seed, Illinois is the 9. They're just a 2-point favorite here Thursday, 4:30 Eastern. The Hogs are great. I like them, but they're a little inconsistent on the offensive end. Against Illinois, I don't think it'll matter. I do think they can beat Kansas in the second round, which will be Saturday.
Nice. I think so too. I picked Arkansas over Kansas in my bracket.
Yeah, and I'll be lining up for the money line on that one. I'll be plus money. What about Boise State Northwestern today? That's at 7:35 p.m. Eastern. Northwestern's a 7 seed. Boise's the 10. Northwestern's a short 1.5-point favorite. You're probably anti-Mountain West again.
You're right about that. I bet Northwestern at Pick'em the other day.
Okay.
And I think that Boo Buie and company are ready to play in this tournament. And I'm happy to go against Boise State, so it's an easy pick for me.
All right, well, I'm going to go in on the Mountain West this time. Again, you're probably right, but let's see. They showed really well last night with Nevada's getting beat by 23.
Yeah, no kidding. Good start for the Mountain West.
But we'll see. But they're on almost all these picks one way or another for us. And then how about VCU against St. Mary's? VCU's the 12 seed, St. Mary's the 5. St. Mary's a 4.5-point favorite. This game is Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go on the Rams here. They're playing really well. Their defense has been turned up. They destroyed the A-10, which isn't as good as it's been in the past. But, plus 145 on the money line. Although St. Mary's is a good team, maybe it's because I saw them get beat by 30 against the Zags, but I am holding a little bit of a bias there.
Yeah, I think this is a really tough spot for St. Mary's. They got shipped out east to Albany, New York, and this game is being played in the early window, I think,
Yes.
11 a.m. Pacific time. So this is a really tough body clock game. They've got the travel, and then combine that with VCU's pressure. I think that this is going to be tough for St. Mary's. So I like them plus the points, and I think the money line is a good pick too.
Mm-hmm. I've mentioned the Arkansas over Kansas if they advance, so I'm looking at that. Are there any other spots in this region that you like?
I like the, let's see, I just had it. Well, we touched on VCU, definitely. I had another pick down the board. Northwestern. I think that must be it. I swear I had another pick in this region. In due time.
Yeah. We can follow us on Twitter. We'll put some Twitter picks since we're getting a whole 15 minutes here on this podcast. So just to review your final four, it sounds like you've got Houston, you've got Creighton.
Yep.
You've got
Marquette and Gonzaga.
Okay, so you're all over the Big East. And then, so you're kind of some lower seed guy, just one number one in that one in the mix.
Yep.
Just to review me, I'm on the 2-1s. I'm on Houston and Bama. And then I like Duke, who's the 5 seed, who could lose today, and UCLA, who's the 2 seed out of the West. So bottom line is totally wide open. We can alter our strategy in a week when we blow up the brackets. Wegs pool update, I think we're up to 160 right now. We still got a little bit more time before tip off in an hour. Haven't had a chance to really review everything, but that's pretty exciting. And the player pool, live and well.
Yeah, player pool is off to a hot start last night. And Cambridge got 17 for my team. So good start.
Look at you. You're already the leader.
I'm on the board. That's right.
Yeah, I know. So one other thing I want to mention, I'm on this other one. I think I mentioned to you. It's like a Survivor type pool. You have to pick 2 teams to start, and then you can't use them again. If you miss one of them, then the next thing you can buy back in for $10, and you got to pick 4 teams, and then if you lose one more time, you can buy back in one more time to pick 5, and then you'd be out. But it's kind of a fun format. The trick is losing teams, because when you do that, when you start going to that 4 or 5 week thing or 5 team, you kind of lose all the teams further on.
Yeah, and then you're toast.
Big pot, though. Big pot. Usually it pays out, and then half of it goes to charity. So it's
nice.
Well, great. Actually, anything else before we get the guys sweeping behind us, trying to get the streamers up for this private event they have?
I don't think so. We got to go put our sunscreen on and get ready for the pool.
That's right. Night Range has already scouted out our position. We've already talked that Prime is going to be parachuting in from the plane onto, right onto Stadium Swim.
Right on top of the big screen.
Right on top of the big screen. And he's going to do a dive into the pool. It's not that deep, Prime, just so you know. It's only about 3-4 feet deep. So just be careful. Cannonball's better.
Well, we've got a $900 F&B credit to use today, so let's see if we can make a dent.
So if you're in the area, come by. We can get you some free drinks. I mean, there's no way we're gonna drink $900. Well,
no, I'm certainly not.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shots?
No.
Strawberry daiquiris for the proxy?
I'm gonna mix in some waters. Very expensive water.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, follow us at Side Action Pod on Twitter. Follow us at Side Action Podcast on Instagram. Follow me at Wegs on Twitter and on Instagram.
And follow me on Twitter at 31S Roberts.
All right. Good luck. Good luck with the bracket, and hopefully we don't go to jail here.
Quick, let's get out of here.
We did it.
Yeah.